Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth here. This is a short video in support of the United Front Against Austerity. And you can find them online and at Facebook. For people who are determined to have some positive economic effects happen, the United Front Against Austerity is opposed to the austerity efforts of both the Obama administration and the radical right-wing GOP. And when you look at the facts of the situation, you can readily see that Wall Street and the financial sector, that is speculative capital, were the principal reasons why our economy fell into the dumpster and why we have been suffering through what is in effect another depression here in the United States. And with the recent revelations coming out of congressional testimony and other sources indicating that the Justice Department, through the Attorney General Eric Holder, have virtually given a get-out-of-jail-free card to all of the financial institutions on Wall Street that, number one, caused the financial catastrophe, number two, now are not going to be held to account for their lackadaisical attitude, their outright fraud, theft, illegal money laundering, and a whole host of egregious activities. And the Attorney General has indicated that he will not be prosecuting these people because of the dire threat it poses to the economy as a whole. Now, there is a solution to this problem, one that does not require prosecution, even though I am totally for massive prosecution of all of these people who have been involved in massive fraud, theft, and illegal money laundering, as well as all kinds of other intricate financial transaction breaking of law when it comes to all of these things. But certainly there is going to be pressure to have something done on the legal side. But as for right now, one of the best things that you can do, that everybody can do, is to look at what is the only thing that is now showing any positive movement, and that would be the financial markets. That would be Wall Street. This is the only thing that is consistently being the beneficiary of pretty much everything that is going on in this country. And yet they have significantly and totally abdicated any responsibility for the economy and for the health of the economy in this country. So that is why the United Front Against Austerity and everybody else who has any objective reality in this world should be for a Wall Street sales tax. A Wall Street sales tax. A sales tax on all Wall Street sales of 1%. 1%. This will have two immediate and great benefits for this country. One, it will slow down the computerized algorithmic trading. It will de-incentivize the rather obscure financial instruments that are created by these very firms in order to rip people off. And number three, it will raise an incredible amount of revenue for the running of the country that can be used both by the federal government and the state governments, most notably for critical infrastructure and for keeping people working. This can be used to fund a job program, an actual real job program, as opposed to anything that has been put forward by the various pundits of each wing of the corporate party that we have in this country. So I would urge everyone who is watching this to tweet about this, the Wall Street sales tax, 1%, in order to have Wall Street pay back to all of the people in this country for the massive fraud, the massive theft, and their seeming complete abdication of any responsibility for the economy in this country by forcing a 1% Wall Street sales tax on Wall Street. and let's rake back some of the money that they have stolen, and through fraud, theft, and through all kinds of other money laundering, you name it. They've been engaged in all of these activities, ripping people off, ripping the country off, ripping pension funds off, all of this stuff. It's about time they pay. And because they are the only thing in this country that continues to benefit in this very morose environment, no one can possibly argue with this. There is no rationale for not doing it. They're the only sector that continues to rake in massive amounts of profits. And let's not forget that they also are the beneficiaries of a continuous stream of $85 billion this year in order to prop them up and keep them solvent by the federal government, while at the same time the sequestration cuts are cutting approximately the same amount of money out of social programs, social spending, discretionary budgetary items on the social side that are having real impacts in the real world. So, if you want to have some positive effects, please post on Facebook, join the United Front Against Austerity on Facebook, retweet their items on Twitter, and also post frequently to your friends list and in groups that you belong to on Facebook to spread the message about the Wall Street sales tax. Wall Street sales tax, 1% on all sales on Wall Street. Almost all of us pay sales tax of some kind. It's about time they start paying something too. And number two, it's about time we start raking back some of the massive fraud, theft, and waste that has gone into Wall Street at the expense of everybody in this country and the economy as a whole. So, join the bandwagon of the United Front Against Austerity. We do not want to end up like Greece, Portugal, Spain, and soon to be Italy and others within the European Union. And we want to have Wall Street, the only beneficiary in this dismal economy, to start paying their fair share. United Front Against Austerity. Join them on Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere else you see them. Retweet their material and start passing this information out to get other people involved. Wall Street sales tax, 1% now. No excuses. We can make them pay taxes, even though the Attorney General refuses to prosecute their fraud. Thank you. Good day.